Xiaoyan was certain, if he had not witnessed such a scene with his own eyes, then even if there were similar rumors in the outside world, he would absolutely never believe them. Everything before him was simply too unbelievable. Picking up from before, the ancient voice spoke. You probably don't know where the fire-attributed cultivation technique you practice comes from, do you? Hearing this, Xiaoyan was startled. Wasn't the fire-attributed technique he cultivated the flame mantra? Who exactly was this person speaking to? Him, someone who even knew such things. Suddenly, a fragment of memory flashed through his mind. Xiaoyan did not understand why this memory had appeared out of nowhere. Just as he was puzzled, the ancient voice said, I was the one who placed that memory into your mind. Well, do you now feel that an existence like mine surpasses the scope of cultivation? I can tell you this, relying solely on cultivation, no matter how talented you are, it is impossible to reach our level, because where we stand is the end point of all realms. Before reaching our position, all of you are merely pieces on a board that we may alter at will. Upon hearing this, Xiaoyan slowly clenched his fists. Seeing this, the ancient voice continued, You wish to reach our realm, don't you? In that lesser thousand world, there lies a path to our level. Will you go? We are currently short on manpower. Xiaoyan was stunned. Short on manpower? What do you mean? The ancient voice explained. In the great world-ending war, there were originally 3 beings on our level, within the great thousand world and the lower planes. Now only 2 remain. The other has been erased. Xiaoyan asked again, Why choose me? Those selected as successors number 7 in total across the great thousand world and the lower planes. You are merely one of them. As for the other 6, there is no need for you to ask. That is not something you should concern yourself with. We will only assist the 7 of you in reaching our realm. However, over tens of thousands of years, there have been no fewer than 100 people we believed capable, and yet not a single one has succeeded. Hearing this, Xiaoyan suddenly recalled something. Then he asked, Right, you said earlier that in the lesser thousand world, there is the creator of the cultivation technique I practice. So, my technique comes from the lesser thousand world. To be precise, the ancient voice replied, The technique you cultivate originates from the Flame Spirit clan. The technique is divided into 4 volumes. You have only mastered the Flame Fusion volume, and the complete 4-volume technique of the Flame Spirit clan originates from the lesser thousand world. How do I get to the lesser thousand world? And if I go, what about this new world? And the 2 seniors, as Xiaoyan spoke, he looked toward the magma world. In the distance, Long Yuan and the other were still waiting for him. No need to worry, the ancient voice replied. You will not remain in the lesser thousand world for long. As for how long, that depends on yourself. What does that mean? You'll understand once you go. This, Xiaoyan was stunned. However, just as his voice fell, the scene before his eyes began to change. With a crisp sound, the world before Xiaoyan instantly shattered and collapsed. Another scene slowly emerged. What appeared before him was an endless expanse of white land. So this is the lesser thousand world, Xiaoyan muttered. But before he could finish speaking, his gaze suddenly froze. On the distant, smooth land, there stood a figure beyond imagination, a stone statue, millions of miles tall. Its appearance was that of a gentle old man. The old man slowly raised his palm. Within it was a sphere of light, millions of miles in diameter, a diamond-shaped crystal like glass. Xiaoyan had no idea what it was, nor could he sense anything special from it. In the next moment, Xiaoyan moved, rushing toward the statue at full speed. As he approached, another sight in the distant sky shocked him once more. What he saw was a massive golden continent, and the stone statue stood upon it. Curious, Xiaoyan moved closer. He wanted to know why it had such a strange color. When he reached its edge, he finally understood. The entire continent was covered in countless golden wheat stalks. They stretched endlessly across the land. At that moment, a massive shadow suddenly descended from afar. Before Xiaoyan could react, he was completely engulfed by it. When he looked up, his pupils shrank violently. That shadow was an enormous rocky continent. Xiaoyan immediately moved, rushing toward the shoulder of the stone statue, because he realized that continent did not even reach the statue's waist, which meant, standing on the statue's shoulder, he could see everything clearly. After several hours of flight, Xiaoyan finally reached the statue's shoulder. His body began to tremble slightly, not from fear, but from excitement. Because of what lay before him, Xiaoyan was certain, if he had not witnessed it personally, even if there were rumors outside, he would never believe it. The entire surface of the Lesser Thousand World was divided into countless square grids. Each grid spanned tens of millions of miles. On the intersecting white lines, massive continents, millions of miles in size, were precisely placed. These continents were of two types, one engulfed in lightning, the other surrounded by raging flames. Both were forms of violent energy. This scene was not unfamiliar to Xiaoyan. This was Goweiki, only now, the entire Lesser Thousand World had become the chessboard, and those countless continents had become the pieces. Such a sight shook Xiaoyan to his core. What kind of power could treat worlds as a board, and continents as pieces, moving them at will? His breathing grew heavy. His gaze swept across the world, yet he could not sense a single powerful aura. He remembered the ancient voice had said that within this world lived the creator of the flame mantra. Could it be that the one who used continents as chess pieces was the creator of the flame mantra, and those continents engulfed in flames? Were they created by him, then the one playing against him? What kind of terrifying existence would that be? Hey, who are you? Get down from there. Just as Xiaoyan was immersed in shock, a cold shout suddenly rang out behind him. Turning around, he saw a young boy standing there bare-chested. His loose trousers were flame red. There was no hair on his head. Instead, a wisp of flame flickered there. In Xiaoyan's eyes, there was nothing particularly special about him, nor did he possess any shocking aura. This feeling was completely different from other experts. Xiaoyan was certain this boy had not hidden his strength. He was truly ordinary. What are you staring at, you big idiot? Get down from my master's shoulder, or I'll burn you to death. When Xiaoyan saw the creator of the flame mantra and learned that what he cultivated was not the complete version, he was instantly filled with shock. Picking up from before, hearing the shout of the fireboy, Xiaoyan was momentarily stunned. He then lowered his head to glance at the old man's stone statue beneath his feet. With a movement of his body, he slowly retreated from the statue's shoulder. Xiaoyan pushed his speed to the absolute limit, yet it still took him more than a dozen breaths to descend. However, the moment he stopped and turned around, he saw that behind him, the fireboy was still standing in mid-air. In other words, this auraless fireboy had been following him all along. Even when Xiaoyan pushed his speed to the extreme, the boy had easily kept up. At this moment, Xiaoyan no longer regarded him as anything ordinary. He immediately asked, "Who exactly are you?" However, in response to Xiaoyan's question, the fireboy merely raised his brows, then slowly extended a hand. "You want to know who I am? Simple. Just give me something to eat." Xiaoyan was speechless. A child was still a child after all. Faced with such a request, Xiaoyan could only spread his hands helplessly. "I don't have any food on me." "Stop lying. You've got plenty of tasty things on you, do you? Think you can fool me?" the fireboy said angrily. In the next instant, his figure vanished. When he reappeared, he was already in front of Xiaoyan. Seeing this, Xiaoyan inwardly sneered. Did this fireboy really think he could find food on him? However, when the boy's hand touched Xiaoyan's body, his heart suddenly tightened. A chilling sensation spread rapidly through his entire body. With a loud bang, The fire boy abruptly pulled his hand back and directly dragged out the heavenly flame flame from within Xiao. As the heavenly flame was forcibly extracted, Xiao expression changed drastically. But soon after, he let out a slight breath of relief, because what had been pulled out was not the core of the heavenly flame, but only its outermost layer. Within just a few breaths, the fire boy completely devoured the flame. To consume such a powerful heavenly flame as food, this was something Xiao had never even heard of. Your flame tastes pretty good. I'm quite satisfied. So as a reward, I'll allow you to stay here for 3 days. After eating his fill, the boy grinned at Xiao. Oh, right. You asked who I was earlier, didn't you? I am fire. In the outside world, I am the one ranked first on the 100 millions flame rankings. Hearing this, Xiao face was filled with shock. He began carefully examining the fire boy before him. There was no terrifying heat emanating from the boy, nor did he give off any sense of danger. Although devouring the heavenly flame was astonishing, the current heavenly flame could only rank within the top 30. Even after fusing with other flames, it might at best enter the top 20. It could only intimidate experts below the earth. Supreme peak against the top 10 or even top 5 divine flames. Being devoured so easily was not surprising. But this boy claimed to be the #1 flame. That was simply too shocking. Just as Xiao was still in shock, a childish voice suddenly came from afar. Little fire, our game isn't over yet. Why did you run off? Xiao turned around and saw another child standing behind him. This child was about the same age as the fire boy. He was also bare-chested, wearing loose dark blue pants. What stood out was his head was surrounded by dazzling lightning. Little thunder, come here. This big idiot came from outside. The fire boy waved at him and pointed at Xiao. The lightning boy glanced calmly at Xiao, then said casually, drive him away. This is the master's place of peace. Hey, I already promised him 3 days. Just let him stay. Hearing this, the lightning boy frowned. Little fire, you've been eating random things again, haven't you? Last time, when the ancient divine ancestor and the all-spirit divine ancestor came, wasn't it because you ate their flames? That's why we had to help them predict the future of the Great Thousand World. After saying that, he turned his gaze to Xiao. Hey, big guy, since Little Fire agreed, you can stay for 3 days. But don't touch anything here, otherwise I'll strike you with lightning. Xiao was stunned, not only because the lightning boy had appeared silently behind him, just like the fire boy, but also because of what they said earlier. Playing chess. Could it be that the ones using the lesser thousand world as a chessboard and continents as pieces were these 2 children who looked only 5 or 6 years old? Was the fire boy truly the #1 on the flame rankings? Then what kind of existence was the lightning boy? Xiao suddenly recalled that in the Great Thousand World, besides the flame rankings, there were also rankings such as the heavenly lightning tome. If the fire boy ranked first, then wouldn't the lightning boy also be #1 on that list? That's right, big guy, you guessed correctly. We are the top ranked ones in your world's rankings. Just as Xiao was thinking, the fire boy seemed to have read his thoughts. Little fire, don't say too much. The lightning boy reminded him, then looked at Xiao. So you were sent by the ancient divine ancestor. And you seem to carry the fire text catalogue that Little Fire wrote long ago. Is that why you were sent here? Ancient divine ancestor. Xiao was stunned. Could that be the same ancient voice he spoke with earlier? And the fire text catalogue, what was that? Could it be the flame mantra he cultivated? Xiao narrowed his eyes and looked at the fire boy. Could it be that the creator of the flame mantra was him? My fire text catalogue. Where? Let me see. The fire boy immediately became excited. In a flash, he appeared before Xiao and began examining him. After checking for a moment, he said with slight disdain, only the flame fusion volume. That's not a complete fire text catalog. What? The flame mantra I cultivate isn't complete. Xiaoyan was utterly shocked. Back on the Doqi continent, Han Feng had betrayed Yao Lao just to obtain the complete version. Later, in the Black Corner region, he had even gathered forces to hunt Xiaoyan down, all for the sake of the flame mantra. And now, this boy was saying it wasn't complete. What flame mantra? What you cultivate is just one of the 4 volumes of the fire text catalog. The Flame Fusion volume, the Fireboy explained. The fire text catalog is a cultivation technique I compiled long ago. It consists of 4 volumes: Flame Fusion, Flame Creation Flame, Control Flame Transformation. The Flame Fusion volume allows the fusion of different flames. The Flame Creation volume creates the strongest flame you can withstand. The Flame Control volume lets you command flames without backlash. As for the Flame Transformation volume, the Fireboy suddenly paused, as if his thoughts had gotten stuck. After a moment, he looked at Xiaoyan. A drop of cold sweat appeared, and he said something that almost made Xiaoyan spit blood. I think I forgot what the Flame Transformation volume does. Since stepping into the relic continent of the Great Thousand World, Xiaoyan's strength had remained stuck at the lower Earth Supreme level, and now he had finally broken through that bottleneck and entered the upper Earth Supreme. Picking up from before, I think I forgot the Flame Transformation volume. Hearing the Fireboy's words, Xiaoyan carefully observed him once more. At this moment, he no longer dared to treat him as an ordinary child. After all, someone who could casually create a technique like the Flame Mantra was far beyond anything Xiaoyan could currently comprehend. Moreover, the Fireboy had said that the fire text catalog was something he created hundreds of thousands of years ago. That meant he had lived for an unimaginably long time. Xiaoyan cupped his fist slightly and said with respect, "Senior Fire, I can give you all the flames I carry as food. In exchange, could you teach me the Flame Creation volume and the Flame Control volume? Don't call me senior. You make me sound old." The Fireboy placed his hands on his hips and replied, "You want to give me all the flames in your body, but that amount is too little. It can only be exchanged for 1 volume. You choose." Xiaoyan fell into deep thought. Although it was only 1 volume, it was still a gain. The Fireboy only wanted the outer flames within his body. The true core origin would not be consumed. That meant he could recover in a short time. After several dozen breaths of consideration, Yakamada his decision. Then I'll choose the Flame Creation. Why not choose the Flame Transformation volume? Instead, before Xiaoyan could finish, the Lightning Boy suddenly spoke. The Flame Transformation volume. Didn't you forget it? Xiaoyan was stunned. The Lightning Boy said casually, "Little Fire may have forgotten, but when I was bored before, I flipped through the fire text catalog he wrote. I remember most of it. And do you think your world just happened to have that technique? I copied it from memory and threw it into the Great Thousand World." Xiaoyan was shocked. The Fireboy was also briefly stunned, but only for a moment. Soon he dismissed it entirely, as if it meant nothing. To them, this kind of thing truly didn't matter. If Little Thunder remembers the Flame Transformation volume, then you have one more option. The Fireboy said, "The Flame Transformation volume differs from the other 3 in one key aspect. It can simulate. Simulation means simulating any fire-attributed power. You can even use a lower-ranked flame to imitate a higher-ranked one and obtain some of its properties. Of course, it can't completely replicate it. Otherwise, it would become true duplication." The Lightning Boy added, "With your current limit, you should be able to simulate most flames. As for how far you can go, that depends on your understanding of the Flame Transformation volume. Thank you for your guidance." Xiaoyan cupped his fists toward the Lightning Boy. "Then I choose the Flame Transformation volume." As his words fell, brilliant flames instantly erupted from within. Xiao Yan's body, except for his core flame. He was prepared to give everything else to the Fireboy. However, at that moment, the Fireboy raised his small hand. Space froze. All flames stopped mid-air. I agreed to exchange 1 volume for your flames, but I never said I would accept weak ones. The Fireboy smiled. I want the best flame in your body, and while I'm at it, I'll help you solve a problem. Xiao Yan was stunned. Before he could react, the Fireboy pointed at him. In the next instant, his supreme sea began to boil violently. A terrifying heat spread throughout it. The source was deep within the supreme sea, the sealed companion flame, and the thousands of refined flames he had gathered from the Do-Chi world. These 2 flames, one that Xiao Yan still had no way to refine, and the other he dared not refine due to risk, were now responding to a powerful call. The Fireboy's call. These are all excellent flames, and yet you sealed them away. What a waste. The Fireboy laughed. That extremely hot flame, you can't refine it. Right. Let me tell you, although the flame fusion volume can merge all flames, it actually cannot refine special flames born with the world, because their nature is different. To refine them, you must first use the flame transformation volume to simulate them into another flame form, then use the flame fusion volume. That way fusion becomes easy. But now, I'll help you fuse them all. As his voice fell, Xiao Yan saw a flame wrapped in di-flame energy surged up from the depths of the supreme sea, accompanied by thousands of refined flames, roaring like fire dragons. Under the Fireboy's control, the companion flame refined flames, and all other powerful flames, collided violently in a brutal manner. Big guy, let me teach you how to combine the flame fusion and flame transformation volumes. The Fireboy's voice echoed again. Under Xiao Yan's tense gaze, all flames miraculously merged into a single form. This flame possessed the brilliance of the heavenly flame and the power to refine all things. This was the true fusion of the 2 volumes. At that moment, Xiao Yan suddenly felt a long-accumulated, terrifying power erupt from within him. All the flames merging caused his strength to skyrocket. The increase far exceeded his expectations. Since entering the relic continent, he had been stuck at the lower Earth Supreme level, unable to break through due to unresolved issues from the Do-Chi world. But now, with the complete fusion of the companion flame and refined flames, Xiao Yan's strength finally broke through the bottleneck and stepped into the upper Earth Supreme. Feeling the surging power within, Xiao Yan immediately sat cross-legged in mid-air, guiding the energy through his meridians into the Supreme Sea, stabilizing it. Not far away, the Fireboy and Lightning Boy exchanged a glance and smiled. The Lightning Boy said, "Little Fire, I think he might one day become strong enough to stand on equal footing with you. Do you believe that? I vaguely feel there's something about him that resembles Master, though I don't know what it is." Hearing this, the Fireboy shook his head. "Impossible. Master has been gone for millions of years. I don't believe this big guy has anything similar. But I quite like him. Earlier, the all-spirit divine ancestor gave me a strand of the true phoenix flame. I only ate the outer layer. I'll give him the core. Better than wasting it." As his voice fell, he flicked his finger. A crimson flame shot forward. This flame took the form of a true phoenix. The aura it emitted was not only one of immortality, but also of incinerating all things. This was the true phoenix flame, ranked 6th on the 100 million flame rankings, the strongest flame among divine beast flames. Even though it was only a sub-flame, it was still comparable to top 15 heavenly flames